peaceful, nonviolent protests, including taking a knee at a football game to point out that black men, unarmed, black teenagers, unarmed, and black children, unarmed, are being killed at a frightening level right now. And so nonviolently, peacefully, while the eyes of this country are watching these games, they take a knee to bring our attention and our focus to this problem to ensure that we fix it. That is why they are doing it, and I can think of nothing more American than to peacefully stand up or take a knee for your rights anytime, anywhere, any place.
Amen. That was Beto O'Rourke, the Texas Democrat running against Senator Ted Cruz in November, responding to a question on whether or not he thinks NFL players taking a knee during the anthem are disrespectful. O'Rourke's full 4-minute answer has gone viral. I've watched it twice. LeBron James called it a must-watch. I agree. And it looks like Cruz should watch out. A brand new NBC News Marist poll has O'Rourke behind by only 4 points. I want to hit pause on the poll, and I just want to ask you, every time I see somebody like that, and I'm glad that LeBron was in there too, there's such a vacuum of moral clarity. Why was that answer hard for Republicans? Why can't Republicans, why do we treat patriotism like it's so fragile that black players can't protest what is undeniably true, that black men face more danger? Unarmed black men get killed by cops all the time in this country.
Because patriotism, far too much on the right, has become a matter of symbols and totems and forms and anthems, and not the exercise of freedom. And it's funny when you talk to Republicans, you know, the word that's always on their lips is freedom. Freedom to dissent, freedom to build businesses, the freedom to speak your mind. And yet you see these football players exercising exactly that freedom in the most respectful way possibly, on a cause that matters deeply to them and should matter to millions, to all Americans. And this is the way they respond. It's part of Trump's effort to turn what ought to be genuine patriotism, love of what this country is really about as a set of ideas, into a kind of blood and soil nationalism, a place, a people, or I should rather say a race among those people, and a set of institutions and mechanisms that would be more recognizable in certain early 20th century European countries than it should be in the United States.
He also seemed to call on people's better angels, which made me think of the line in American President, people are so desperate for leadership, they'll crawl through the sand, and when they realize it's a mirage, they'll eat the sand. I feel like the country's about ready to start eating sand, but that certainly looked like the real deal, real leadership, real moral clarity.
First of all, you're absolutely right. He showed us, as a country, kind of the way forward, and I think that's really important. But I think, Brett, you're absolutely right. I think this is a very old debate and a very old issue about who is allowed to be a citizen, and about who is allowed to protest, about who is allowed to, fully take on the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. And it really does, to me, the protests, or excuse me, the criticism, a lot of the criticism of these players who are protesting sounds like it's coming from a place of, white nationalism cloaked in the flag. And I think all Americans should be offended by that.
Really quick, you think he has a shot?
Look, I'm bad at predictions. Sure, he has a shot.
Okay.
I think what makes that effective is that as a Democrat, he has learned to speak in a language of values and patriotism. That has eluded some Democrats in the past. It's where liberal language has not evolved to. He speaks that language. It'll play well in Texas.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.